Nigeria Info.
Yeah, good morning. You're welcome to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. Right, I was I was just pulling Ruth's leg this morning, and I read out about 8 issues I want to take up with that. I said no. I said you now appreciate how difficult this job is. Yeah, you're welcome to Daily Digest today, and we're going to have what I would call a potpourri, and it's going to be when I was joking with Sheriff this morning. I said call and response. So what it means is that that is a term used in music, but what it just means is that all of us are going to participate in today's program. Okay, so we will look at one or two or three or four issues that time allows us to look at, and I would respectfully ask for your views. Now, the first subject is very, very sensitive, and I would ask for restraint in your use of language. And please remember, we want to take in as many people as possible. So you would have only like 1 minute, just 1 minute for your reaction. So you're at liberty to spend the whole 1 minute greeting me and telling me how you like my t-shirt. Oh, by the way, we're on YouTube and we are also on Facebook Live. Okay? We're also on Facebook Live. Do we have a small problem? Okay, please hold on. Let's try and rectify this problem. I will be right back. Yeah, you're welcome back. Sorry about that short delay. We had a glitch. You know, these things do happen with all these equipment. But I hope you can hear me loud and clear there. Okay, let's get down to business because we've lost about 2, 3, 4 minutes. I do apologize. The first issue I want to bring up is the demand by Ohanese General Assembly that the President Buhari, should consider an Igbo man or consider Igbo for IGP. Well, I agree and I disagree. Let me explain again, like I said earlier this morning. I agree in principle that, the appointments for at the top for security is unnecessarily and unduly lopsided. How we would have a security network that doesn't have an Igbo man, let's put it bluntly, let's say someone from the southeast, but an Igbo man as one of the major players in the security architecture, I don't know how that came about. And I think it's rather unfortunate. It's something that jolly well could have been avoided. And I think that I would rather that Ohanese just keep insisting on a balance rather than say that, okay, the last one, IGP should be given to. The reason for that, amongst all other reasons, is that it will put all indigenes of Eastern origin at the hierarchy of the police. It's going to put them under a lot of pressure. And it might appear as if they engineered this so that they could be chosen above their peers. It's a pity that the president was not sensitive to this before. I don't want to think that he didn't know, because we've been saying this for the only God knows how many years he's been in office. We've been asking for equity. Okay, we've been asking for equity. So I will, like I said, we'll take our calls. We'll take calls now. 0700 993 993 993. It's a sensitive subject. I'm a very careful person because I don't like to be seen to be throwing a grenade in a burning fire. But you can express yourself with your choice of language. Let me tell you one secret about talking in public. Sometimes what you have not said is more powerful than what you say if you craft your words carefully. And if you listen to me regularly, if you've listened to me over the years, I think I can say safely that I'm a master at that game, where I lay emphasis on what I did not say as my viewpoint as opposed to what I said. So we need to learn the use of the craft, okay? Can I take my first caller, Ruth? I think we're back fully now. Can I take my first caller? Hello, good morning. Hello? Oh, we lost that one. Hello, good morning. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
This is Thomas speaking from Makodi.
Can you please speak up? I can hardly hear you.
Oh, okay. This is Tomiwa speaking from Makodi.
Mr. Tomiwa, could you please use your mouthpiece as opposed to your Bluetooth or whatever it is? Because you're
okay, can you hear me better now?
I can hear you better now, thank God. Yeah.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, how are you?
Thank God, sir.
Okay, your 1 minute starts from now.
Okay. Sir.
Oh, my God. Tomiwa, please call back. Tomiwa, please call back. I'd like to hear what I say. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
My name is still Chief Darlington.
I thought it had changed.
It can never change.
It can never change. Okay.
Even when I disappear, the children will carry on.
Okay. Morning, Chief. How are you?
Very well.
Yeah, please, let's have your contribution. Thank you.
Well, it's simple. Security matter. We've clamored for so long for a change. Now it has come. All kinds of things are propping up. The Nigerian factor. There's never a time when you can ever have it good. You try to attend to their demands, they will still come up with other things. Well, security is not a tribal. Security is not a tribal matter. If you want to tribalize security or regionalize security, those who head security, then you run into problems. It's about who can do the job according to your own specifications and expectations. It's a very sensitive matter. I think rather, I heard you about your concern. The Southeasterners should rather concern be concerned about how to take over the mantle of leadership come 2023. Demanding for, because we were not giving any of the chiefs, it meant that the man who chose those he wants to work with has his reasons better than what we know. Like you just rightly said, there are things you don't say that make more meaning than, or that are heavier than what you say. It depends on how you make your presentations. Until we understand security matters very well, there are insinuations and things we should not say ordinarily, because it's a very, very, very sensitive matter. But thank God these guys are on board. Let's give them the chance. People are complaining. Some are making all kinds of insinuations. Give them the opportunity. They've been in the system. Perhaps the only difference was that they were not at the helm of affairs. And perhaps some of their suggestions were not taken. But they have an opportunity now to put those things to play. And then what they need is maximum support. Let us encourage them. Yeah. Let us welcome them. Let us give them a level playing ground. Security is everybody's matter. It's not just for the security head. Because if you and I don't give them information, there's no way they can try.
Okay.
Good
Thank
morning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to quickly react to Chief Darlington. I disagree with him rather, because security also, the major factor in security, Chief Darlington, the way I look at it, is the involvement of all. It is the involvement of all, and let us not run away from who we are as a people. We have now seen that it's not peculiar to us, even in the United States of America, where democracy is whatever. There is still a balancing act that is going on. I find it difficult to believe that I know he said that it's the prerogative of the president to work with whoever suits him, but also remember that the country doesn't belong to the president, and he must find a way around it. I find it difficult for anybody to convince me that you cannot find somebody of Eastern extraction in any of the forces, the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, or whatever. I find it hard to believe. And I think it's a bit insensitive. I'm sorry, but I still insist on that. That is a bit insensitive. Security starts with prevention. Prevention starts with making sure that people have a sense of belonging. When you knock out a whole region, at top level in security in a country that is so fragmented like Nigeria, you're asking for trouble. I'm sorry, sir, Chief Darlington, I beg to disagree. We will work with the people who have been appointed. I don't have any problem with them. To be fair to them, they probably even deserve their appointment. But with the fact that we are saying is that we should have a balance in these appointments. I mean, you've knocked out a whole region. And let's run away from the fact that this was a region that was involved in the Civil War. This is a region where there is a lot of turmoil going on as we speak. We cannot ignore the activities of IPOP. And therefore, security in the first instance is creating a peaceful and safe environment. It's not about your military prowess. The most important thing in security is the people. Even the security chiefs always tell us that we find it very difficult to operate without the cooperation of the people. So now that it appears as if you knocked out the people of the Southeast, what kind of cooperation do you think you'll get from there? I still think that we would plead with Mr. President. No matter what, it's not about who he can work with, it's who can do the job. And unless I am convinced otherwise that there is nobody from the Southeast who can be any of those service chiefs, then I'm going to be thinking that I would rather have a balance. And so that's where I am today. We have not said that any of the service chiefs should be removed. We will work with them. After all, at the end of the day, they are Nigerians. And like Chief Darlington rightly said, it's on merit. But what we are saying is that the tripod on which security rests is civil involvement. And a whole large chunk of a region start feeling neglected, it's not going to do us any good. More so when there are a lot of agitations in that region. So let me take the next person. Yes. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. I'm on to Nigeria, right?
Yes, sir, you're on to them.
Now, thank God I'm able to scale through this morning.
Yes, please go
Hello?
on, sir.
About the security architecture of Nigeria. Our president was the cause of all of this. Even if it was under his own prerogative to give us whoever he wants to work with. The diversity in our culture is what the president has refused to appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
And that has caused us more insecurity in the sense that we no longer trust each other again.
Wow.
You imagine for yourself, nobody thinks about who becomes the service chief before. But now, everybody is conscious of every singular move the president makes now. Because in the country with more than 200 languages or dialects, can you imagine? Let me make this diversion a little.
Sir, you have just a minute and we'll soon go on break. So please, I'd respectfully say that you just round up very quickly, sir.
What I just want to say is that he's not doing well. People should tell the president he's not doing well.
Okay, sir.
That's my conclusion.
Okay, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, sir. I think I can take one more call, right? Just one more call now, then we'll go on break. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Morning, who's calling, please?
Rotimi from Midimo.
Morning, Mr. Rotimi, how are you?
I think I support Mr. Darlington. Sir, if you remember,
yes,
during the former president, the discussion says that every minister, every state must be represented in the ministerial cabinet.
Yes.
But not in the chief defense chiefs. For instance, there are as many as six zones, and there are only 4 security chiefs appointment. Even during Jonathan's time, there was no Yoruba in the system, and the Yoruba people did not complain. So that's my position. Good morning.
Thank you. Well, if the Yoruba people did not complain, then it still doesn't mean that we would ask for a balance. And even though we talk of 6 zones, we know that the larger zones are north, first of all, north-south, then north, west, east, south-south. Those 4 are the larger zones. Let me be honest with you. Let's call a spade a spade. There is no way, if a lot of deep thought had been put into this, the various zones would not have been reflected. And the security doesn't start and end with the service chiefs. Other security, there are other DSS and so on and so forth. But I understand the president. I think being a military man, his first priority would be loyalty. I can understand where he's going. I can understand his thinking and his background. But he's now a civilian president. Okay, he's a civilian president and he's an elder statesman. And that thinking must change. It must change, and I hope it will. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at some of the other issues, but you can still bring this issue up when we call. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
Baby, wake up.
I'm awake. What happened?
When you carry me from my papa house, enter this our house, you promise me say you no go lie and cheat on me.
Lie and cheat.
You're lying, no. No be 3K data per month they do for the 2 of us. Eh? Why if you say when my own finish, you go see the browse. You go call the laugh for WhatsApp and Instagram. Go even they send me message where I no fit open. You no love me, eh? You don't know data when I know there.
Madam, no vex forget too much, eh? You forget to yarn you say, na my MTN app, they dash am the best data deals on MTN. Every time when you load data, pay 500 naira and get 2.5 gigabytes. Pay 6,000 naira and get 20 gigabytes instanta. Download my MTN app, put for phone without cover for Google Play Store and for the iOS App Store. Terms and conditions dey.
Baby, wake up now.
What happened again?
Oya, go show me how to buy data for my MTN app.
Hello, this is a public service announcement to our dear customers that don't have NIN or are yet to link their NIN to their MTN lines. As mandated by the NCC, MTN will be linking your National Identification Number (NIN) to the same registration information you have already provided to make the process easy for you. Here are 2 simple ways to get it done. Log on to my MTN app or dial *785*NIN hash. If you don't have a NIN, visit www.nimc.gov.ng to find an enrollment center near you. If you have registered but can't remember your NIN, dial *346 hash with the phone number you registered at enrollment. Please remember, apart from your primary line, you must also link your NIN to all your MTN lines and data SIMs such as MiFi, HiNetflix, and any other line you use on the MTN network. This announcement is very important. To avoid disconnection, all lines must be linked before 9th February 2021.
You're listening to Jimi Disu right here on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yes, welcome back to Daily Digest with Jimi Disu, brought to you by MTN. And today I said we'll be talking to ourselves. We have quite a few issues. There's an editorial in The Point I'd like to call your attention to. The editorial is titled Enforcing Lagos Law on Motorcycle Operations. Okay, and it starts by saying that clinically exploiting the defective enforcement of the law, commercial motorcycle operators, known as in common parlance as Okada, are running riot all over Lagos. Although the operations have been restricted on major highways and bridges by law, they continue to constitute an ever-frustrating menace in the hectic transport ecosystem of the state, that is Nigeria's economic hub with a GDP of 79.25 billion. By this haphazard enforcement of the Lagos State traffic law, the vision to elevate Lagos to a smart megacity might turn out a pipe dream. I think it's actually a pipe dream, given the way we are handling transportation environment and so on and so forth. Well, it goes on to explain a lot of things. Two paragraphs, stand out for me here. But let me read. The editorial also talks about how Babatunde Fashola rolled out the Lagos Road Traffic Law to regulate regular traffic operations, and they talk about the law restricts Okada from plying at least 475 highways and bridges in the state. I think one of them would be the Kata Bridge, in which, at least as at Friday last week, we still found Okada, on all sides of the road now. You can't even know which is going and which is coming. They are on all sides going the wrong way and so on and so forth. Absolutely no control. We have mayhem. But these two paragraphs stand out. After that, I'll take your calls. It says that it calls for a review, the tightening of the law, and most of all, the rigorous implementation. The paper now says, on Fashola's watch, the operations of Okada became orderly. And I wonder, if it was orderly then, why can't it be orderly now? Those are my thoughts I added. And it says that it was just like in New Delhi, where commercial motorcycle operators obey such laws, carrying only one passenger wearing helmets. I wonder why we found it so difficult to enforce the law. I've heard all kinds of excuses, but we didn't elect a government to make excuses. We elect them to get the job done. And if Fashola could have done it years back, I don't see why any government cannot do it now, unless there's a serious problem we are not talking about. And it says that the newspaper says that Sanwo-Olu has a duty to stringently enforce the law, including uniformed security agents who flout the traffic law. The state should implement a digital register of operators, including enforcing the wearing of numbered reflective jackets and or operating on alternate days to reduce the number of motorcycles on the road. Now, one of the things I had suggested, and I believe you me, I saw this in Benin. I think it was sometime in the 80s. In Benin Republic, around the corner, you cannot ride an Okada without wearing a jacket. Now, something tells me, I haven't bothered to find out, that the color of your jacket will also indicate the region in which you can operate. Now, before you can get that jacket, I'm not saying what I think should be done. Every Okada driver should be licensed. Part of his license would be the jacket that would have a very bold number written on it, front and back. What do I say? If he's wearing a purple jacket, it's 25. You put 25 front and back. Okay? That is one. You should not ride beyond your area of jurisdiction. So if you're a purple jacket for Sulere and you are found in Shomolu, something has to happen. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when that happens, before you can get that, you are registered, your photograph is taken, your identity is established. It is something that we have to do. There's no point saying that we've been overrun and it's difficult to do. Nothing should be difficult for government if the government is resolute. Let us put these Okada people under control. Or it's a ticking time bomb. In Ambode's time, I kept shouting, this is a waiting army. I remember those were the words I was using that can be put to use should the need arise. Apparently, all those cries up till as we speak have fallen on deaf ears. And it looks as if we don't realize what we're toying with. I wish I was not on live radio and I would have given an example of what could jolly well happen. But I don't want to be seen as now planting suggestions in people's minds. But remember that the Nigeria itself is like a cycle, meaning that what happens in one place can translate to another action in another place. I think that's the best way I can put it. So we need to be very careful. And I'm not interested, and I don't think anybody is interested in excuses. This thing needs to be done. If the state government believes they don't have the capacity to enforce security, they should quickly run to federal and let us realize that Lagos itself is under some kind of siege. We are under some kind of siege, and I don't think we appreciate what we are looking at. Now, this paragraph highlights part of what I'm thinking, in a way, indirectly related. It says, already foreigners who have no business here have been identified in the Okada network. That in itself is never done in any country. You're putting the lives of your citizens at risk. I mean, hey, this Okada, this is where we run our Okada network here. We could easily be overrun using the Okada whatever as cover. We could easily and jolly well be overrun. And the newspaper says, this is an eye-opener to Nigeria's porous borders and weak central government. In the long term, Lagos has to devise ways of reducing the influx of non-Nigerians infiltrating the state from West African sub-region. As it is in other climes, the government should think of building dedicated lanes for Okada riders in their areas of operations. I don't know how that is going to work. I think we should look at a larger transport initiative, mass movement, and so on and so forth. I think motorbikes should be restricted to the corners, the nooks, and but that's a story for another day. Okay, and I believe that maybe it's time that Lagos State ran to federal to try and see if they can get. When I say firepower now, I don't mean shooting in that sense, but trying to see if they can get some firepower to initiate the total reforms of Okada operations because of the risk that is prevalent to them. The least of it being traffic order. We have a call. Yes, okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, morning.
Good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
And this is Pastor Ladipo calling from Odile Gomo.
I know, I recognize your voice almost immediately.
Uncle Jimmy, quickly, let me speak on this issue of Okada rider.
Yes.
Uncle Jimmy, this government, because they believe that they know themselves that they've not done well. Because of this, it will be difficult for them to tackle these Okada riders because they are trying to use them as political machinery. That is why it will be difficult for any of them to tackle those people. I'm telling you reality. You are talking about traffic offenders. Who are the traffic offenders? Party loyalists. Go and find out. So this is that is how it works. Only God will help us. Thank you and God bless you.
All right, thank you. I have another caller there. Hello, good morning.
Morning to you, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir. Please go on, sir.
My name is Prince Wires. Greeting you from Amuwadofin.
Yes, sir.
You see, number one, this Okada rider, or the any other notable things, I just want you need to be writing memo to the governor to tell, because all this radio, you may not be listening, but please try to be writing memo to in the important matter like this to the governor. That's number one. Number two, we talk about the service chief. Yes, it is not good, did not spread around. And for me, you are still blaming the Yohanese by the man of IG. I disagree with you, because you have been flogging this matter since yesterday, that this is not the way the dispute is position. It's not. That's a lot of positions still remain. The security, I forget this thing I want to call it.
Okay, you're 1 minute. Thank you, sir.
Finally, please.
Yes, sir.
The ONC, they are 100% right to demand for IG.
Okay,
That's
sir.
my stand.
Okay, sir. Well, in the light of what the Prince said, I think I need to re-emphasize what I said, just in case somebody is just tuning in. I said, in principle, I'd been in the forefront, not just now, in the past, that the Southeast needs to be well represented, not just in security architecture, but in some other areas. They've been marginalized. Let's be very honest with that. The president has tried, though, building Niger Bridge, trying to bring some development there. Those are other issues. But in the security architecture, I believe that they should have some form of representation. What I was trying to say is that I don't believe they can pin it down to one service and say, oh, because what it does is that it puts the officers in this case, in the police who are from the Southeast, it puts them under strain as if they initiated it and so on and so forth. And it could bring up all kinds of shenanigans within the police force, which we don't need now. You see, sometimes when we make these statements, we have an all-rounded view that, of course, you cannot expatiate, A, because you're speaking in public, and B, because to do that, then you'd have very little time to say other things. So, Prince Wise, they are right. Yes, but I'm saying that rather than ask for a particular whatever, they should ask for the region to be well represented in the security architecture. Okay, so I just wanted to put a correction to that. Do I have another caller before I go on to the next? Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Mr. Jimi Disu.
Yes.
Patrick is calling from Okota.
Yes, sir.
On this issue of Okada riders.
Yes.
We remember vividly last year or so when the federal government said that all foreigners coming into the country should get their visa stamped right after they have entered the country.
Yes.
Is there anywhere in the world such policies are being run? I want somebody to explain to me this very issue. I don't know if you are aware where people will have to go into a country before their visas are stamped. And that in itself has a political undertone. Because right from the beginning of the inception of this administration, Buhari has not run a national, what they are calling a unity-based administration, where all the regions are touched. And people have cried out that the nepotism in this administration is too much, and it has always fallen on deaf ears. I remember I listened to you very, very well. Almost all your programs, I take a keen interest on them. And you have shouted and spoken enough, yet the government has failed to address this issue. Where exactly are we going to take our complaints to? So I just believe that this government has something else in mind. And 2023 is a deciding year for Nigeria, whether we are going to remain together or not. That is my submission this morning. Thank you.
Sir. Yeah. Well, the one thing I want to encourage you to do, sir, is to take the law into your hands. We must find a way around all this. And I think that once democracy is the will of the majority, the feelings and whatever of the minority also needs to be taken into cognizance. And I don't know why we want to heat up the polity with something that can easily be solved. I don't know where that is coming from. To be honest with you, sometimes I look at the things that happen in my country and I'm asking myself, where did this spring from? How did we ever get to this level? Why is it so difficult for us to balance things so that everybody has a sense of belonging? Why do we run away from the issues? From where do we run away from the issues that are dividing us? And I don't believe it's a matter of what you call restructuring and this and that. I believe it's just a matter of people having self-respect for the other man. Why can't we sit like adults and have an arrangement that works? And I don't also believe that wanting to leave Nigeria also, I mean, some IPOB wants to leave, they want to leave Nigeria, or some people say they want to do to leave. That's not the solution. We've all contributed. We know the contributions of Zik to the independence of this country. We know the contributions of Awolowo to this. We know the contributions of Ahmadu. So why should anybody want to say you want to leave, all the sweat you've put into a place, you just want to walk away with it? I don't believe, but I also believe that we need to be accommodating. And we need to bear in mind the feelings of the other people. That's why I disagreed with Chief Darlington. Security is not just about tact, how tactful the security chief is, or how much power he has, firepower, and so on and so forth. I believe in the security of prevention, the security of carrying people along. No matter if you're a service chief, for example, if you don't have an eye, don't have some kind of eye in a particular region or they feel ostracized, they could compromise your security completely. And therefore, there's a need for I understand that maybe with the president's background, he thinks more of loyalty. He puts loyalty in the front burner. But this is no longer a military government, sir. This is a democratic government. And I read somewhere where he had said that, something to the effect that, he would concentrate more on the regions that voted more for him and so on and so forth. But I think by now that he should have been corrected on that. With due respect, Mr. President, I think you need to take a second look at that security initiative. I think you need to say, this is not a partisan thing. This is not a thing of whether you like President Buhari or not. Or whether you don't like him. I think that, in all honesty, it is something that must be addressed. If people keep saying over and over again, over the years, that there is nepotism, there's favoritism, there's ethnicity, all kinds of things in the things that we do, then surely it prevails on us to take a very good look at how we carry these things out. There's a story here that says that we can't force Nigerians to accept vaccines. I agree, and it's credited to the Sultan of Sokoto. But I hope that the Sultan, would put some pressure on the government to make sure that the vaccines are available for those who need them or for those who want them. I think that is the more important part of this. But from what we are seeing so far, everything is dilly-dallying, going back and forth at federal and state level. We don't have a clear picture. And to date, like I said when I was a sheriff this morning, to date, vaccination seems to be the only initiative. For now, I don't know about the future, seems to be the only initiative that can curb this menace that we have. And therefore, it is important that for the sake of our country and the sake of our people, that we have. Next week, for example, on Thursday, I'm going to bring to the studio somebody who just survived a COVID attack and spent days in the isolation center. It is a story you would want to listen to. It's going to happen on Thursday. It's a story you'd like to listen to. His experience. I called him every day. And if the way I felt where I was in my own comfort, calling him every day is anything to go by, I can imagine what he went through. Okay, so COVID is real. Let's just get that. Like I say, I keep saying I lost 10 people. When I sat down and counted, I discovered now that there are more than 10 because the month has not ended. So please, we'd like the Sultan to put pressure on the government to get themselves organized and make these vaccines. We're not talking of 100,000. I mean, for crying out loud. I believe those 100,000, If I were at the helm of affairs, those 100,000 would go straight to the health workers who have put their lives on the line. Because sometimes they tell you in a plane that if there's turbulence and the oxygen mask falls and you're carrying a baby, you put on the oxygen mask first so that you'll be useful for yourself and the baby, rather than put the oxygen mask on the baby and then you faint and fall aside and the baby is left hanging. So I don't think there should be a debate on who gets the first 100,000 or so-called we're talking about. It really and truly should go to the health workers. And in all cases, in all sane parts of the world, the first vaccines that come go to the health workers because they are the ones who would keep the rest of us healthy. I don't know how Nigeria is going to do his own formula. The governor in Lagos said something to the effect that, what we're going to do is we cannot immunize the whole population, but we will immunize some and not immunize others and hope that we will develop some herd mentality. This is a notion that has been disbanded completely almost about 2 months ago. Nobody is talking of what's the word again? Herd immunity. Nobody is talking about herd immunity anymore. I'm sorry, I made a mistake. Nobody's talking about herd immunity. What we're trying to do is to see as many people who can get this vaccine, and that will be the way to go. So I'll take your calls on that and other issues. Yes, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir. Who's calling?
My name is Chukwe Bukasa.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Very well, sir.
Good.
Uncle Jimmy, I will always say God bless you.
Thank
I
you,
will
sir.
never stop saying that in your presence and absence for all you're doing. Uncle Jimmy, let me pick on the issue of the Okada riders.
Yes.
We are not safe. Uncle Jimmy, go to Yaba, come to Fadi, as in Shomolu area here. Look at the one way. They hit people at random every now and then. And who are these people? When you carry out a thorough investigation, they are from Niger, not even the Hausas. I remember during Fashion last time, they all left. They sold their bikes. And all of a sudden, after NSAS, they all came back. They're everywhere, knocking people down, Uncle Jimmy.
Yes.
And nothing is happening. In a country like Nigeria, Uncle Jimmy, what exactly is the work of the immigration service? Let me ask. What is their work? Is it by collecting money from Ilela border, allowing them to come in? I mean, just like that, and everywhere unchecked. Uncle Jimmy, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what to say, Uncle Jimmy. I feel the issue is this: our leaders during election. I look at those who contest for positions, Uncle Jimmy. What was their aim before they came in? Have they come to serve? No. For people who have come to serve, Uncle Jimmy, they won't behave in this manner at all. They would have been fighting for Nigeria to say, okay, it's a shame that at this age, at this level, Nigeria should have been able to outgrow this. Thank you, Uncle Jimmy.
Thank you, sir. I disagree with you slightly that they didn't come to serve. The question is, they came to serve, but serve who? Of course, they came to serve themselves and their families. we don't have too many patriotic Nigerians anymore. That is what poverty has wrecked our brains completely, and some of the things we see out there in the open space are mind-boggling. They're worrying for anybody who has a sense of history, and they're worrying. Look at what happened in the United States. They escaped it by a hair's breadth with the election of what's this gentleman called? I almost said Putin. The election of Biden, they escaped it by a hair's breadth. But look at the damage. Look at the collateral damage that has been done, changing people's thinking and so on and so forth. What we have out there now is there are no nationalists. Nobody's even thinking of his neighbor. It's all about self. How I can grab what I can grab. How I can do what I can quickly do. Only God will help us. I have just about 3. Put those fingers down. Okay, you can put them. Okay, let me count them. 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Okay. I like teasing Ruth. She's very easy to tease because she collapses immediately you tease her. I can't wait until Zainab comes. Zainab handles me better. She has a way of looking at me like. Okay, Ruth. Yes, let's do that. Hello, morning. Okay. Hello?
Hello, Uncle Jimmy.
Morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Kennedy.
Yes, sir, please. 1 minute, please, quickly.
Yes, what I want to ask you is an important question.
Yes.
Whereby a young man got married to a young lady, and the young lady is threatening the young man. What is the advice to do?
Okay, thank you, sir. That answer we'll give you in Diabumi next week, Wednesday. Okay, so as I go next Wednesday. That's all we have for today. I'd like to tell you tomorrow we are going to talk a bit about broken marriages and violence in the home. I have a specialist coming in. On Saturday, we are doing a memorial for Mr. Olukoka. I don't even know if you ever met Chief, who was the head of the Adimu. And I'll be talking to the Akishiko of Lagos, and also I'll be talking to Ladipo Johnson, who is the Assistant Secretary of the Adimu. Now, of course, you know that there's no way we do that without going into certain areas in Lagos, some of the Adamorisha things and that. So, which Olu had said he would oblige me. He obliged me once when I was in the other station way back about 2-3 years. I had a very robust interview then. And so we will use that to round everything up, this Saturday. Don't miss it at 8 o'clock. And on Tuesday next week, we have Captain Blade. We're going to look at this security architecture, all the various issues. We'll look at them. Then we'll put a phone call through to one or two other people. Then on Wednesday, the return of Mrs. A.K. and Tito. I'm sure those of you who are regular listeners of this program, there will be the return of Mrs. A.K. and Tito, and they have vowed to tear me to pieces completely. So we shall see how that will go. Okay, it's just a bit of fun that we're going to have. And then on Thursday, we will have in the studio, at least on the program, the experience of somebody who just survived COVID and was in the isolation center for close to 10 days. And I encourage you to listen in, but you have to be a very strong mind to be able to bear some of the things that we'll be talking about. So those are the things you need to look forward to. I'd like to once again thank Ruth. Ruth, I'll miss you. You're going back when? Next week when?
Monday.
You're going back on Monday? So we'll do a small little send-off for you tomorrow, okay?
Oh
yeah, we'll do a little send-off for you tomorrow. So that's I'll go to miss her. She's going on Monday. She's an intern. She's going back to school. Okay. I wish you all the best, Ruth. But I hope you enjoyed yourself. Though.
Yes, I did.
You did. Okay. And you'll be back?
Yes.
At the shortest notice. Very good. I also like to thank Philip for being around. I see you all tomorrow. Be careful. Watch what you say. Watch what you do. Be kind to your neighbor. See you tomorrow.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.